global happenings today. We communicate, we analyze global news. Stay tuned.
Hello, beautiful people. Welcome to Global Happenings today. Peter Obi has been trending for a lot of reasons. Some persons said the investment Peter Obi did with Sam Miller has gone bad. A whole lot of people are saying that it was overhyped. Others said it was fake news. A whole lot of things have been said about it. But right now, I want us to brainstorm. I'm going to give you details, okay? Figures, fact figures being raised by those in the system. And we're going to look at it with the broad spectrum, please, objectively. And I believe that as a businessman, don't forget that Peter Obi actually grew up in Opiweka. He grew up in Onitsha main market. So he's a businessman originally first, before he went into banking, then now a politician. So he's a hybrid, a Nigerian hybrid. And I feel that either which way, he may not be the best, but definitely he is one person that may be able to survive the storm because of his hybrid nature, having had a bit of this, a bit of that, and a bit of that. So he's not one that can easily be swayed. But let's look at the facts and figure and let's look at this objectively. According to the news, welcome to Global Happenings once again. According to the news, it said dollar value of Peter Obi's investment for Anambra is now about $3.7 million dollar, or $5.3 million depending on the exchange rate. If you're using official rate, it's about 3.7 million. If you're using a black market rate, that's parallel market, it's about 5.3 million naira. 5.3 million in dollars, both all in dollars. Now let's go straight into the news. So, given the repeated fake news about the current dollar value of the investment by the Peter Obi administration in Samela, it has become imperative to clarify the matter in public interest. The Peter Obi administration invested the sum of 1,955,535,247 in naira. That's 1 billion now, is in billions, equivalent to about $12.6 million. As at that then, the average exchange rate, CBN exchange rate then, was about 155 naira to a dollar. Follow me, please. Now, in Interfact Beverage Limited, a greenfield brewery being set up in Onitsha by Semela Breweries of South Africa in 2012, the naira equivalent of this investment is stated and carried in the report of the State Accountant General with the financial statement for the fiscal year ended 31st December since then. These are public documents. Interfact Beverage was subsequently consolidated into International Breweries plc, with the parent company Samela of South Africa was acquired by Answer Birch in InBev, AB in InBev, the world's largest brewery. Based on this development, AB in InBev consolidated and merged all its brewery operations in Nigeria under International Breweries plc, and all shareholders of the Interfact Beverage Limited, including Anambra State Government, ANSG, received shares of International Breweries plc for their respective investment. ANSG, that's Anambra State Government, received and still holds about 407,321,264 ordinary shares of International Breweries plc in exchange for its investment in Interfact Beverage Limited, based on the Nigerian closing price of 5 naira 50 kobo as at 20th of June 2022. These shares were valued at 2,240,266,952 naira on that date, based on the Central Bank of Nigeria an exchange rate of about 415.75 naira per dollar. On the same June 20th, 2022, this investment was valued an equivalent of approximately $5.3 million, that's for 604 per dollar, or parallel for parallel market now. For the official market is about $3.709. Now, we do not want to join issues with the previous of fake news, but only need to state facts to inform the public. Thank you. Ifya to Onejima, Commissioner of Finance. All right, he has stated this fact. Let's look at this. I've just given you the full details, how it looks like. Now, economists to Nigerians, let's brainstorm over this matter. Now, he invested this money. When we talk about inflation, we don't understand the power of inflation. He invested this money in naira, and that naira was in billions, which was then equivalent of $12 million. Hold on and see how inflation eroded the value of this money, which is about then the dollar to naira was 155 naira to a dollar. Now, if they are paying this money in naira, as the case may be, and the value of dollar the value of naira is now pieces, it's now chewing gum. Naira then had more value. So if he was able to invest this, technically speaking, that's 1.9 in naira. Now, if you had to convert this same 1.9 in naira at the rate of 604, the money can never be 12 million naira anymore, $12 million anymore. Let's do the maths. Now, if you are looking at the exchange rate as at then and comparing it with an investment that was done in naira in trillion, approximating it to about $12.616 million approximately, and at the exchange rate of 155 naira to a dollar. Now, inflation has happened. Now, if you use that same money, that same 12.616, now do an exchange rate of 604. What should have been a profit is almost a loss. Now, the money that was invested in naira. All right, it was invested in naira, but since it's an American thing, but looking at the way it is being done, you now see the dangers of inflation. Well, let's look at it in another angle. Let's assume, we want to assume now that it was a bad investment. We want to assume now, because we're looking at it from one angle of inflation, we're looking at another angle of the fact that inflation or not, there was no increment. What we had was a loss. Now, looking at it from that angle of a loss, even Elon Musk, the richest man, Mark Zuckerberg, and their likes, they have made wrong investment. The beauty about businesses and those who do investment and transfer, yes, there's sometimes you make loss, but the fact that you even have the common sense and the brain to invest makes you a reasonable person. Please, with due respect, how many governors, how many politicians have taken Nigerians' money and invested it? What we hear is the money is in one bank, personal bank. The money has been wired somewhere in another person's personal bank. We've never heard that Nigerians' money was put into an investment that is yielding profit, even if it is dividend. We don't get to hear. The fact that you even have the common sense of carrying Anambra's funds and not just loitering, but instead to invest it. Please, I celebrate him. Whether bad business or bad investment or not, I celebrate him. If we have this kind of think tanks in our leadership, Nigeria should not be where it is right now. Inflation has happened. Yes, bad investment you may call it, but at least he invested. All we hear is looting. Just my personal opinion. You may differ. Let's put it in the comment section. What's your take on this whole issue of his fake news? This is the right news. With that which